He said, but I'm about to get this money. So he showed me, I said, you about to get that money? He said, yeah, look at this. It had Charli Baltimore, Cameron, Little C's, Little Kim, Junior Mafia, Tracy, I don't know, Tracy Murray,
Tracy Lee.
Tracy Lee,
Yeah.
and the commission. And I think the contract was for so many years for like 62 million, it comes out to like $62 million.
Damn.
I was like, that's what I said. I was like, damn.
Did you hear the wild rumor? Charli Baltimore was one of the key people Biggie wanted by his side when he was plotting to leave Diddy's Bad Boy Records. And not just for any deal. This man was about to cash in on a massive $62 million contract. Insiders say Biggie trusted Charli with some jaw-dropping secrets while he was laying out his escape plan. We're talking next-level confessions, stuff about Diddy, and even Biggie's own wife, Faith Evans. And don't get it twisted, this wasn't some late-night whispering. These were serious talks, the kind that sound like warnings or even accusations. And now, with Diddy under serious fire in court, Charli Baltimore might finally be ready to spill the real tea. According to some reports, Charli's been telling folks behind the scenes that both Diddy and Faith Evans knew exactly what went down with Biggie's death.
What I know is that Puff would never have Big. Puff would never be involved in one of his best friends. Mm-hmm. That's outside of him being his artist. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That was like, you know, their relationship was something that I don't have that relationship with Puff. So, you know, that's never been something that I...
Yup, she's been hinting that Faith's loyalty to Diddy ain't just about friendship. It's about keeping secrets buried. That's why Faith's been out here speaking up for Diddy so hard. And if Charli's claims are real, then Faith could be in just as much trouble as Diddy. This story's getting messier by the minute. Now, let's rewind a bit. Biggie and Charli Baltimore's relationship kicked off in the winter of '95. It wasn't just some fling. Biggie had a major impact on Charli's music career. The story goes, she once dropped a rap verse on his voicemail, and he told her straight up she had something special and needed to chase this rap game for real. What started as a verse turned into a full-blown ride into the industry. And now, Charli might be the one holding the missing pieces to one of hip-hop's biggest mysteries. Can you believe Biggie once had a whole master plan to shake up the rap game? He wanted to form a powerhouse trio called The Commission. Himself, Charli Baltimore, and Jay-Z. That squad would have been unstoppable. But all those dreams came crashing down when Biggie was killed in March of '97. And behind all that hype, the relationship between him and Charli had its own wild chapters. Charli didn't hold back. She straight up admitted Biggie cheated on her. She even told the story of finding explicit photos of him with another woman. That discovery sparked a serious blowout. Hotel room trashed, chaos everywhere. And that's not all. Charli confessed she was so heated, she grabbed Biggie's jewelry and chucked it into a pool. Total meltdown. But things got even messier. Charli said Biggie got Faith Evans pregnant while he was still with her. And the worst part? Biggie didn't even tell her himself. She found out through his own mother.
Honestly, I think it was his mom that told me. I don't even think it was him. Like, his mom was, telling him, you need to tell her what's going on. And, and I guess he was kind of scared to tell me. And if I'm not mistaken, it was her that told me. And I was just kind of like, in shock. I mean, we would have moments in our relationship where we would break up for short periods of time. I think the longest was maybe a month, 2 months. But, we definitely would have our little spats and go into our on again, off again stage. So I think the way he tried to explain it was, it happened during one of our on again, off again situation.
Talk about betrayal. Still, even through the drama, Biggie was sharing major things with Charli. Allegedly, he told her all about his plan to break free from Bad Boy Records, and he wasn't leaving alone. He wanted Charli by his side at the new label, but with those plans came fear. Biggie reportedly told her he was scared, really scared, for his life. That's the kind of stuff Charli has supposedly been leaking lately. And here's where it gets even darker. The streets are whispering that Faith Evans herself might have had something to do with Biggie's death. People haven't forgotten that moment when Faith was asked if Diddy had any role in Biggie's murder, and her response. Let's just say it raised more eyebrows than it answered questions. If Charlie's spilling the real tea, this story's way deeper than anyone thought. Faith Evans came out defending Diddy hard, saying their bond was special, and even claiming she never had that kind of closeness with Biggie.
I mean, I know without a doubt that if that's the case, then we would have sued Puff a long time ago.
Right.
If we felt that way. You don't think they haven't tried to get us to do that?
Yeah, I watched
I'm
the
just
episode
saying,
with
you know,
him.
in real life. But we know better than that.
According to her, there's absolutely no way to link Biggie's tragic death to any kind of Diddy-related conspiracy. But let's be real. Why is she pushing that angle so hard when almost everyone else says different? Ask yourself, why would Faith go out of her way to hype up Biggie and Diddy's relationship as something positive when people close to the situation have said the exact opposite? There's been whispers for years that Diddy might have played a role in Biggie's death, so why paint such a rosy picture? Now here's where things start to heat up. Remember that explosive Rolling Stone article that dropped about Diddy? The one that reportedly took 6 months to research and write? That story was packed with receipts, and plenty of people in the know backed up the claim that Biggie was preparing to leave Bad Boy Records. Hip-hop photographer Monique Bunn spilled that Biggie wasn't just talking about leaving. He was deep in negotiations, trying to lock down his publishing rights. This wasn't some casual thought. Biggie was making moves. And what happened after he died? Multiple insiders said Diddy didn't even take a breath to mourn. He allegedly told Bad Boy staff to go full throttle on promoting life after death. Like, Biggie's body wasn't even cold, and Diddy was already focused on making it the biggest album out. It gets even shadier. Diddy supposedly tried to hijack Biggie's spotlight. According to Kirk Burrow, when Rolling Stone came to Bad Boy to honor Biggie's legacy, Diddy allegedly shifted the focus to himself. Like, instead of lifting Biggie up, he wanted to make himself the star of the moment. Something's definitely not adding up. But Diddy didn't care about honoring Biggie. He wanted the spotlight for himself. Kirk Burrows recalled straight up telling him, "Let's make it about Biggie. You'll still get your chance at a cover later." But Diddy coldly replied, "No, he's dead. I'm dropping No Way Out in July. I need me on the Rolling Stone cover." And just like that, in 1997, the magazine dropped a cover with Diddy front and center, calling him the new king of hip-hop. And the craziest part? He had the word big plastered across his chest like it was some tribute, when really, it felt more like a takeover. And it gets even more wild. 2 years after that cover dropped, Diddy sat down with Rolling Stone again and basically admitted Biggie's death made him rich. He said, "I think his passing added to the fame." Then he flat out claimed that at least 2 million of the nearly 5 million copies of No Way Out sold were because Biggie died. He even said, "That doesn't necessarily feel good, but that's the reality." Like, seriously? That's not all Kirk spilled. He said Diddy had this low-key jealousy toward Biggie's friendship with Tupac before all the beef started. Allegedly, Diddy was thirsty for a bond with Pac, but Pac wasn't feeling him. He didn't respect Diddy at all. So what happened next? Diddy supposedly pushed Biggie into the drama. Yup, Kirk said it was Diddy who told Biggie to start dropping diss tracks. He even had Biggie release Who Shot Ya in 1995, knowing full well people would take it as a direct shot at Tupac, especially after Pac got ambushed at Quad Studios. That single lit the fuse, and Diddy knew exactly what he was doing. And Biggie's own mother, Valletta Wallace, she always knew something was off. She spoke out again and again about the shady business behind her son's death. In her 2005 memoir, Biggie, Valletta Wallace remembers her son, Christopher. She didn't hold back. She called out how her son was used and manipulated, especially by Diddy. She made it clear, what happened to Biggie wasn't just tragedy, it was foul play. The heartbreaking truth? Christopher Biggie was lured in by a flashy illusion. His mother, Valletta Wallace, said Puffy dangled $25,000 in front of her son, and that was enough to pull him in. At just 19, Biggie had never seen that kind of cash all at once. To him, it felt like a dream, a sign that Puffy was a true friend and mentor who had his back. But in reality, that money bought more than loyalty. It bought silence, trust, and blind devotion. Valletta didn't hold back either. She said on multiple occasions that she believes the LAPD helped cover up what really happened to her son. And she's not guessing. She's convinced. She's spoken boldly about how certain people wanted the truth buried. One time, during an emotional interview with the Daily Mail, she let her pain speak loud and clear. She said, "It hurts me every single day to know what happened to Christopher and that I won't ever see him again." And she wasn't just speaking for herself. She shared how the pain ripped through the whole family. His sister Tiana hurts every day because of his loss. As a family, we've grieved together, and it never gets easier. You could feel every word when she added, "Any mother who's lost a child knows exactly the devastation I feel. It's the worst pain in the world, one I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy." She painted the picture of a young man who had so much life ahead of him, so much talent still untapped, and yet it was all stolen in a moment. Biggie was only 24 when he died. 24. He was still her baby. And even all these years later, Valletta says not a day goes by that she doesn't think about him, especially when the anniversary of his death rolls around. The pain hasn't dulled. It still cuts deep. "I don't really like to talk about it." That's what Valletta Wallace said when asked about the anniversary of her son's death. Yes, there are always a few tributes honoring Biggie, and she's grateful he's still remembered. But for her and the family, it's a constant heartbreak. No amount of tributes can erase the pain. And what's even more haunting, she believes the LAPD knows exactly who took her son's life, but a cover-up is keeping the truth locked away. According to Ms. Valletta, the detectives working the case did their job. They investigated. They uncovered what went down. But then, nothing. No arrests, no justice, no real answers. In her own words, "It seems to me that it's one giant conspiracy and someone is definitely being protected." That's a bold statement, and she didn't back down. She said, "I have a very good idea who unalived Christopher, and I genuinely believe that the LAPD know exactly who did too. They've done their investigation, but they just refuse to move forward. I don't know why they haven't arrested who was involved." That right there, it screams cover-up. She's made it crystal clear. Until the person responsible is behind bars, there's no peace for her. There's no closure for me until that person is behind bars and sentenced. That may give me some closure to grab onto, but it sure won't ever bring my son back. The pain runs deep, and justice still feels far away. Valletta also revealed why she decided to be part of the movie City of Lies, which digs into the twisted corruption behind Biggie's unsolved murder. The film goes straight at the heart of what's been kept in the dark for decades, and Valletta saw it as a way to finally shine a light on the truth. She didn't just want to tell Biggie's story, she wanted to expose the system that's been hiding it. Valletta Wallace said she agreed to be part of City of Lies, not just to honor Biggie's legacy, but also for Russell Poole, the detective who died in the middle of trying to uncover the truth. He was one of the few who really wanted justice. And in another interview with Entertainment Weekly, Valletta made one thing clear: as long as I have life, there's hope. I'll never give up, and I hope when I'm not in this world anymore, my friends and family will carry on the fight. That's powerful. She's never stopped pushing for answers, and it's pretty obvious who she's hinting at when she talks about the truth being hidden. Let's be real. It sounds like she's pointing right at Diddy. So how come Faith Evans is the only one who's been defending him all this time? Well, if you believe what Charli Baltimore's been allegedly saying behind closed doors, it's because Faith knows exactly what went down the night Biggie lost his life. Not only that, Charli also thinks Faith knows how Diddy was connected to the whole thing. That's wild. And maybe, just maybe, that's the real reason Faith keeps standing by Diddy and trying to keep his name clean. But here's the twist. Charli Baltimore doesn't seem like she's gonna stay quiet much longer. The streets are talking, and it sounds like she's ready to shake the table again real soon. What do you think? Was Faith involved? Was she protecting Diddy all along? Let me know what you think in the comments down below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what's coming next. Drop a comment, and I'll catch you on the next one.